Here we go. And it should tell me when it's live here in a second. All right, hi guys, Mike with Fights of Friends here with MMA pioneer Matt Horwich. We got a chance to talk a little bit right before the interview, but how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. God bless the multiverse, universe, omniverse, beautiful women, heroes, champions, children, old people, everyone giving our best shot, dolphins and puppies, beards, beaked whales, flower hat jellyfish. Hopefully it's a great day for everyone. Inspire and educate together.
Well, it's a nice sunny day here in Seattle. You've had a heck of an interesting life, man. For people that don't know your entire story, correct me if I'm wrong, but you were homeless at the age of 17. That was by choice?
Well, yeah. So many people are in the same cycle of paying rent towards something we're never going to own. It's better just save up and own the land and camp out, I would think. I think the smartest thing for all the tribes and heroes is for the people to get land so they can provide for their families. And a person who farms their land is wise. So if we get better agriculture and education together, hopefully more good things can happen in the world. And God bless everyone giving our best shot. Heroes, champions.
Yeah, absolutely. I've had a few of those thoughts, a couple times, but I've also been married for almost 20 years. My wife doesn't always line up with me on a few of those things. So we have a big mortgage here, but we have a good life. I got nothing to complain about.
Well, yeah, if you can, it's better a mortgage than you're paying to own the place at least. It just seems like such a waste of money to pay rent or something we're never going to own. But then would there be a good enough economy for the people that own stuff to own it without charging rent? I was thinking if you have a farm, you can farm the land and learn about good agriculture, and you can have a business on it. If it's a comic book MMA school to inspire the next superheroes and inventors, bookstore as well. Books on Michael Faraday. Michael Faraday was the first electric generator inventor. Electromagnetic induction proved that electricity and magnetism were connected. If you move the magnets, you can get an electric voltage. James Clerk Maxwell put the mathematics behind all of it, showed light was also connected in the equation. Oscillating electric and magnetic fields make light. It's a beautiful multiverse.
I did not know that. You hear about Thomas Edison and, of course, about Tesla, but that's pretty interesting.
Well, Tesla built on Michael Faraday's work and made it better. Tesla made it alternating currents, so it traveled better long distance. Then the diodes convert them back to direct currents.
Absolutely. My wife, she's a teacher. She was just conferring some of the things you were saying, so she finds that pretty interesting. But what brought you into MMA? How we got to know you?
Well, when I was a kid, I was trying to decide what I want to do in life, and I liked them. The martial arts movies were really inspirational to me, so I wanted to be a champion, do something great with my life. And I also liked the actors that made the movies that inspired me, and the musicians, and grew up listening to Guns N' Roses and Aerosmith, a lot of the classic rock that had the blues influence, and a lot of the classically influenced metal as well. But anyway, that got me inspired to give my best shot in the ring. And I'm thankful for the good wins that I got. Natalis Latis is probably the biggest name. Benji Braddock, he did a lot of great things, and I'm thankful that night went as beautiful as it did. He's got a lot of great wins. Christoph Szynski, shit, I got to be the real-life Kevin James against them and Canada. So thank God for everything. I'm really thankful for all the fans of MMA. I mean, it's a tough way to make a living. Only like one of us in each weight class gets to be a millionaire rock star. But if I was super athletic and got to be a millionaire rock star, I don't know if I would have experienced and thought about life as much. everything came easier. So it's probably the most interesting thing I've observed from it, or examined life. Socrates.
That's a positive way to think about it for sure. If people out there don't know, you also have a win over Matt Brown and Robbie Lawler. Those are pretty big names in the MMA community now.
I do not. Robbie Lawler. Shit, that would be a beautiful win.
I believe I got some misinformation. I have never seen Sherdog be wrong, but I believe
I'm just gonna think it's right in a parallel universe.
There you go. I think you beat him, and
Yay.
I think you beat him, and
I'm a rock star in another universe.
There you go. Absolutely, I love your honesty and openness. You fought for a lot of organizations. Was there anybody that really you thought paid some of the fighters a decent living? Because you were the main event on some of these cards.
Well, the most I made was 26 grand in IFL, and IFL was good while it lasted. I think the biggest mistake they did is they kept having the shows at the same places that weren't the team's hometowns, and you got to build up the hometowns, get everyone behind it. So I made 26,000 on one of those, spent it being young and dumb. And I made 20,000 for the second fight with Talis Latis. Also spent it being young and dumb. But now I'm a lot smarter about saving money and trying to progress, get some land. And
we can have some fun being young and dumb, though, or at least back in the day we did, huh?
Yeah, it would have been a lot more fun with Mike Tyson's money.
Man,
some people were young and dumb with less, I guess.
Yeah, I read. I think he went through estimates. They estimate 300 to $600 million he blew through. I can't imagine. That is crazy. But he seems like a beautiful person now, and really seems to have found him, himself. And I'm happy.
He is. Mike Tyson's one of the nicest guys, most beautiful people. I saw him in England. And he was the nicest guy, gave me good inspiration, gave me a hug after my fight, said, "I love you, you're beautiful." And I was like, "Wow, thanks, Mike." And the first one I came out, and it was an 8-man tournament. Mike Tyson was a guest referee, not in my fight, but he was out ringside. And I won the first fight. The guy went for a flying armbar, flying triangle, and I got out, past guard. I won that one by a face crank. And then I got to meet Mike Tyson, and that was one of the most beautiful memories in MMA. He was the nicest guy. It'd be cool to see him around again sometime, but God bless to him and his family, and hopefully he does great things. I wish he would have been in the next Hangover movie, but I guess there's a problem with the silly tattoo artist. I could see both sides of it. I mean, if my tattoo was in a movie and it was my artwork, I'd tell them I don't want too much, just pay me a fair amount, whatever, and we'll negotiate on the next one.
I heard that. That just seems so stupid. I heard something about the controversy in the tattoo, and that's just my opinion, there. But yeah, man, that's got to be a highlight to meet Mike Tyson. That's basically how I got into fighting, was watching boxing, Roy Jones Jr. and Mike Tyson. We're just about a month apart. I'll be 40 in September, so I think you'll be 40 in October, correct?
Oh shit!
Sorry to remind you. Sorry to bring bad news there.
I'm doing what I can to stay young, though. I'm eating my broccoli and spinach, and I can run for 2 hours when I got a fight coming up. That's one of the best things for the mind and body and spirit. So hopefully I can stay young a long time, keep giving my best shot. I believe all things are possible to them who believe. So God bless everyone giving our best shot. Old people, beautiful women, children, shovel-nosed guitarfish, torpedo stingrays, all God's creatures great and small. Oh, and river dolphins and jaguars. I admire cats' athleticism.
Yeah, I would love to have the athleticism of a cat. You're looking good for 40, though. You're doing well. You're doing something right over there. You're still fighting. You just fought not too long ago, right?
I won my 2 fights in Poland, but Mirek didn't pay anyone. which I don't really complain about. It's I guess it's hard to deal with money, and I still
Yeah.
got to send the money I owe for the rent there, because I thought, like, if I went to Poland, in my mind, everything would work out great like a superhero. I've been in America my whole life, so I thought maybe I'd meet a nice girl in Europe. And so now I come back here, I'm going to go to Alaska and work on the fishing boats. And from what I understand, if I'm lucky, I can make like 75 grand in 6 months, 25 grand in 2 months. So once I get back with that, I got a good amount together towards getting some land, hopefully meeting a nice girl, choosing wisely. And then I could get a decent training camp together, hopefully film a couple more movies. I did a fight scene with Seth Adkins in Savage Dog, and that was a lot of fun to learn about the show business and filming. And I did with Nick Principe in American Muscle. And the main bad guy in that movie was Todd Farmer. He made Jason X with Jason Voorhees in space, and Drive Angry with Nicolas Cage. I was one of like his goons that waits for Nick Principe, gets beat up by him. But it was a good fight scene. He let me work on it a lot and help come up with some of the ideas.
I was just watching
Did
Savage
come
Dog,
up with most
actually.
of those? Now I got to think about it. Actually, the spinning back idea, I said the idea, but Nick made it look great, I would say. But the one fight scene we did in a horror movie, I should have listened to his advice better. Live and learn. Which, sorry, I got caught up in those memories about the journey. What were you saying?
Oh, no problem. That's great. I was saying I just watched that movie, Savage Dog. I seen you had posted it on your Facebook, so I was watching it this morning. I think I still had about 30 minutes of it left, but I seen you in there for a minute. How did you get approached by some of these Hollywood guys, or did you kind of pursue it?
Mayhem Miller introduced me to those guys, and God bless. I wish good things for him. I mean, he's my friend, so I guess I got to tell him to stop finding so many new and amazing ways to fuck up and get arrested.
You got a pretty extensive background with Mayhem Miller, right? You guys were pretty tight, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he's my friend. He's been cool to me. I mean, I'm loyal to Mayhem and all my friends, but I'm also not an idiot. And shit, I guess I'm just gonna have to be the one to tell him to stop finding so many new and amazing ways to fuck up and get arrested. I mean, if you're a millionaire, it's one thing, but he's not a fucking millionaire anymore.
Yeah, I gotta say, I was pretty disappointed when I turned on, Yahoo, I think it was that morning, and seen helicopters flying over his house. I was like, no, Jason, no. Yeah, I love him, though. I wish him nothing but the best, too. We're on the same page right there. I think he's a great human being. He's had a few missteps.
Yeah, he's just got to be more careful. I mean, we all want to think we're rocks. Sometimes no one's perfect besides Yeshua, the Son. But God bless everyone doing good things, learning from our mistakes and missed opportunities, coming back better than we were yesterday, learning about the history of great inventors, and inspire and educate together, give our best shot. Reginald Pheasant, first ever radio broadcast, 1906, Christmas Eve. It was the Bible verse from Luke, peace and goodwill for mankind, and holy night. On Christmas Eve, he sent it to all the ships, and they radioed back in Morse code that they got it. Big business says he had to go to court with them. His whole life got everything except the credit he deserved. Everyone thought Marconi was the man in radio, but that's bullshit. Reginald Pheasant sent the first voice in music, made a bigger alternator than anyone ever made, hooked it up to the biggest antenna in the world. I forget the name of the town. I wish I'd learned it for this, but I didn't think of it. But Reginald Pheasant's the man in history. First radio broadcast, allowed all of us to share ideas and education and inspiration. All the different countries, music, everything beautiful.
Well, you definitely give me some new stuff to research. I'm a history buff, MMA and history. That's pretty much my interest. I had a question from one of the guys on our live stream. He asks if you ever thought about becoming a coach.
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm thinking is if I can get some farms or a farm, like land's always a good investment. and then good agriculture and get an MMA gym there. But I want the MMA gym to also be a comic book store and coffee shop. I was thinking about naming it Hero for Hire, like True Romance, my favorite Quentin Tarantino movie, where he brings the girl to the comic book store and everything. Ah, shoot. And Patricia Arquette. Patricia Arquette was the main girl in True Romance, right? Anyway, that was my idea for an MMA gym is the answer to the question. It was a beautiful movie.
Well, I like that. That is awesome, and I think MMA and comic books and that world has more to do with each other than a lot of people think. This Fox deal, I don't know if you probably are knowledgeable of the Fox deal. ABC and Disney just bought over Fox. And, of course, UFC is in limbo with this Fox TV deal. I mean, we could potentially see the UFC under the umbrella of Disney, which I don't know if they would go for that, but I think it's great. I think guys like Stipe Miocic, I mean, that's your real-life superhero. He's baddest man on the planet, and he fights fires full-time. I mean, how much more can you ask to market for?
Yeah, he is one of the most amazing inspirational champions there's ever been, for sure. How do you, man, it's been hard for me to keep up with the fights lately. How exactly do I pronounce his name? Because I love that guy. I watched his fight. The last guy he fought was more athletic, but he outsmarted him with the takedowns.
Stipe Miocic. He's
Stipe Miocic.
Yep, you got it. I fought
he's
Francis
an amazing
Ngannou.
guy.
Yeah, he's
Francis Ngannou. That guy was athletic. I thought everyone thought he was knock Stipe out, but he outsmarted him.
Well,
and how many times has he defended the title?
3 times. He broke the record because we haven't had a real dominant heavyweight champion. I mean, as you know, it only takes 1 shot as heavyweight. So, I mean, the most anybody's ever defended is 3 times. So he just broke the record, and now he's got that match against Daniel Cormier, and that's going to be huge.
3 times. How many times did Tim Sylvia defend it? Because Tim Sylvia had it a long time.
But he lost it several times. So consecutive defenses.
He did lose it.
Excuse me. Yeah, he lost
it to Frank Mir first.
He lost to Andrei Arlovsky, too. He lost to Randy Couture. Yeah, he definitely had quite a few title defenses as it comes to... I don't know who has the most title defenses, but Stipe had the most consecutive.
Well, before Tim Sylvia, it was Rodriguez. Before that was Randy.
Paul Rodriguez.
Now, Randy would be up there for the most. Randy defended that belt a lot of times. He might have the record.
Yeah, he was in several different weight classes. Yeah, he was at 205 for a lot of his career, too.
Because Tim, he won it against Rodriguez. Then, oh, shoot, how many times did Tim defend it? Frank Mir was not his next fight, though. I know that much. Or Arlovsky. He defended it a couple times. What a question.
Yeah, I got to say he's got at least 2. But, yeah, that's what the UFC is marketing and recognizing. And I just got to say, I was glad to see Stipe get that win. Nothing against Francis Ngannou, but it was kind of crappy the way the UFC really marketed the challenger. And he ended up being the favorite on the odds. And I told everybody Stipe was going to kill him, and these guys were ridiculous, and Ngannou wasn't there yet, and that's what happened.
He's athletic and fast. A lot of the time, like, athleticism goes a long way. It's hard to fight a gorilla without, like, something that I invent. But he outsmarted him, and it's great to see. I think in that fight is intelligence and precision and timing. Beating speed and strength, like Conor McGregor said after the Jose Aldo fight. That was really smart what Conor said, precision and timing beat speed. Philosophical, profound.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's definitely an entertainer and definitely probably got a long career in movies and different things. I got to ask you...
But is faith the main ingredient to precision and timing?
I got to ask you about a question. So I heard a rumor. And I don't know how far this is back, but, you know, Conor McGregor just got his Burger King commercial. We got an endorsement. I heard a rumor that you got in a fight once, a fist fight, with a homeless guy over a cheeseburger.
Oh, yeah, that's like an old story. That happens some of the time, just testosterone, and somebody grabbed my food that I was eating like a lion in the wild, and then we got in a scuffle over it. And that's not too unusual. Now I'm smarter and older, so I try not to get into too many. But there was one guy that was blocking his girl's way, and then I said, hey, if she was hitting you and you pushed her down, I wouldn't care, but you shouldn't be blocking where she's going. And then he was drunk and pushed me, and I right straight at him, and then I felt bad about it because you could kill someone, potentially. So the next time I just got the guy in a rear choke and said, hey, I could have killed you, stupid, but I just want to play guitar. Yeah, it was the guy's fault, though. I mean, I was like a gorilla in the wild. If you push me, then I thought right straight. But he was all right. He lived. He was in stable condition. God made our bodies pretty strong and durable.
Yes, he did. We can come back from a lot. As we get older, we can't come back from quite as much. I'm learning, unfortunately, but there still is. They're still pretty durable. We've been blessed with that. Sponsorships. I got to ask you about UFC pulled its right for fighters to have sponsorships. Of course, they have to wear the Reebok uniforms now. Was there ever any money in that for you, or did you ever have any, great sponsors?
I didn't really have any sponsors. I didn't have any sponsors, and I don't have any complaints about how Dana White treated me. I mean, he gave me like an extra bonus and stuff, which I appreciated. Now, how much money they actually make and how much they share with the fighters, I haven't seen the actual mathematics on it or seen Dana have an intelligent talk show or anything with the people about it. But he was super cool to me, so I have nothing bad to say about him. Obviously, I would like all the fighters to be rich and paid good. I thought I should have got a third fight in UFC because I lost 2 decisions to tough opponents. The first one was actually a good performance against Dan Miller. Second one, not so much. I couldn't get anything going against Ricardo Almeida, but I made it all the way 3 rounds. Tried to get a leg lock.
Yeah, you got a couple of tough draws there. Those guys they put you in against a couple killers. There's no filling out process once you get into the UFC, especially back then. Now there's 800 fighters, so maybe there's a few, maybe there's a little bit of a filling out process.
Yeah, they treated me good. They're all cool. They all were cool to me. I don't have anything bad to say about any of them. That was a cool experience. I just thought I should have got a third fight because they were both tough guys. And my first fight, that was a good fight. I was trying to get the rear naked choke and a lot of shit.
Yeah, I would like to have seen you get a third fight, like you said. I like to see fighters, get their chance to get their money. But, Conor had to go. We were talking about before the interview, Conor had to go to another sport to get his money. And, I mean, as much as I get kind of frustrated with Conor, and everybody knows I get frustrated with him for not defending his belts and different things, but you can't blame him when somebody offers you $100 million. I mean, anybody had done the same thing. That's
well, $100 million. Why does boxing have that much money? I'm stoked for Conor McGregor. I mean, he can take care of his wife and kids for life. I just hope he doesn't spend it being a rock star too much or anything stupid. I mean, Conor McGregor's a pretty smart guy. He always says smart stuff after the fights and in the interviews and everything. So I get the impression he's probably not smart enough to blow the money like a rock star and to invest it wisely. But you never know. Maybe I got to fly over to Ireland just to tell him, hey, be careful with the money, stupid. Put it in good investments. And
I think you guys would make a great movie together. Should get in there, or a Burger King commercial, You could do...
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Like the two kind of opposites, but the same. Like the same. Yeah, it could be beautiful. Hopefully someday I'll get to say hi to Conor McGregor. He's a great champion. I love him and Max Holloway. I'm a big fan. I'm watching the technical breakdowns of their fights on YouTube. And you can learn so much from those technical breakdowns because they show shit in slow motion and what both fighters did and a lot of stuff that you would miss when it's going fast. So those guys are great educators, do great jobs. If you get a chance to watch the breakdowns of the fighters, film studies, and what really happened in the UFC fights, those are really educational.
Yeah,
Max
definitely.
Holloway and Conor McGregor are the dudes. And then T.J. Dillashaw, I'm a big fan of him too. He's pretty amazing, exciting fights, and all those bantamweights and featherweights. I've been watching their fights a lot. Then Stipen's just the man, of course, one of the most inspirational champions. I got to get the technical. I wanted to start with the lightweights, then work my way up to the heavyweights breakdowns.
Have you seen much of Khabib Nurmagomedov yet? That guy's an animal.
Well, yeah, he's really good too. I mean, that's the great thing. There's so much versatility of good fighters to study now. Everyone's getting more educated. I mean, people always say the old guys were the best, but I think that newer guys always get better and build on what the older guys did. Like Nikola Tesla, Michael Faraday made the first electric generator, but then Tesla added something to that and made it better, took it to the next level. And then Philo T. Farnsworth sent the moving pictures on radio waves. So we had the first television and motion pictures where we could watch our favorite Quentin Tarantino movies and everything. And it seems the same way for athletes. They always build on what the guys before did. And it's always exciting to see the next generations.
Absolutely. I mean, we've got not that long ago, you had guys like Rich Franklin and Matt Hughes talking about they kind of trained out of books in their garages, and now you have these huge camps where 100 talented guys are fighting, and you even have the big UFC facility there where the fighters can go and use all kinds of different tools and stuff. So I think that's great for the fighters. I just want to be able to see them make a decent living.
There's something special about both. Well, there's something special about both. It seems like the grid of like Matt Hughes and all those guys training in garages and then doing their first fights, and to where the sport's progressed and evolved now.
Yeah, definitely. It almost kind of reminds me of like a
amazing and special.
Oh. Almost kind of reminds me of like, you know, the old martial arts movies where the guys, you know, start training in their garage and you got the Rocky music playing and all that kind of thing. But yeah, now it's these guys. It's almost like going to a university. It's pretty intense.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great to see. I'm really thankful for the guys that put those technical breakdowns on YouTube of the boxers too, and how T.J. Dillashaw and Holloway were influenced by the boxers, and those are great videos. Chad Hurd, Steve Chen, and Jawed Karim invented YouTube, former Yahoo employees. Then Google bought it for $1.5 billion. But it's a great invention. I get a lot out of it. I watch the videos on what all the smart people are discovering about how our universe works, and the history of great inventors of the telescopes and microscopes and everything. And the internet really helps us study and become knowledgeable about everything, the technical breakdowns in MMA, science, innovation, and come back smarter than we were yesterday if we use it for good things.
Definitely.
They say it's going to augmentation, computers and people working together to do a better job on surgery and everything. And a lot of the time, eventually the technology falls in the wrong hands, but the good people should use it to do good things and save lives and have better agriculture. God bless, as many good things happen.
Yeah, definitely. You definitely hope so. You got a YouTube channel out there. To let everybody know, you got a YouTube channel. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I was thinking what I can do to inspire and educate and give my best shot in life. So I'm coming up with some different characters on YouTube to tell people about the history of great inventors, how Philo T. Farnsworth invented the electric television on a farm, on a tractor. Got the idea to send the electrons back and forth to the TV screen. Now, the first moving pictures. Before that, the Lumiere brothers had the first film projector. And Edward Muybridge had the first moving picture of the galloping horse. He was a Canadian inventor, trying to make America smart again. I would say when we were the smartest is probably when the first television and radio broadcasts were made. Reginald Fezzidat and Philo T. Farnsworth. First computer, that was Charles Babbage. But my YouTube channel, that's Matt P. Horwich. I think that makes it come up. It's on my Facebook. Everyone can add me on Facebook. Sometimes it takes me a while to get around to messaging everyone, but I try to get around to it if you're persistent. Inspire and educate together, and I get a lot out of all the science alerts on Facebook and everything, and it's great for us all to be able to share ideas and inspiration, vibrations, frequency. Also looking for the girl of my dreams. God bless the multiverse, like Tom Cruise on Far and Away, where I get the land and get the girl like a superhero, do good things in the world, inspire everyone. We can all do the same.
Well, have you heard of Tinder? Just put that picture and say you're a former MMA fighter. You might have some luck.
Nah, maybe I got to redo the silly thing. Who knows? I think what I'm thinking is go to Alaska, work the fishing boats, like a superhero, be aware of the surroundings and careful, work hard, put the 75 grand towards some land, and then once I get the land, I start a MMA gym that's also a comic book store coffee shop with books on great inventors to inspire the next superheroes and inventors and learn about good agriculture and farming. And it's an MMA gym to coach fighters and inspire people to push past our limits athletically and intellectually and spiritually. And then hopefully in all that, I can have time to travel and try to inspire and educate people and myself and meet the right girl. And I think that's about my best shot, I would say.
Well, definitely best of luck to you, my friend. You know, if you're looking for any extras to get beat up in some of those movies, it's kind of a dream of mine to at least get, you know, a couple cameos in some martial arts movies. I'd like to be in a couple of those.
Well, keep me messaged. If I have a shot at it, do you live close by here?
You're in Seattle now, right?
No, I'm over by LA. I'm in Orange County.
Okay, I was looking at everything. No, I'm a little ways from you. I'm up near Seattle.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go up and visit there on my way to Alaska. Say hi to some old friends, hopefully. Shit, what was I thinking? Oh yeah, how cool would it be if we did a reality show where we follow in the great inventor's footsteps? How the first photograph was made? Joseph Niepce made the first photograph in 1825. He found silver nitrate could capture a photo. It took 8 hours of reflecting the camera obscura pinhole picture on the wall with a heliograph reflection. And that's how the first ever photograph was made. Now, I know the ingredients of it. You put silver and sulfuric acid. That makes the silver nitrate. Potassium nitrate and sulfur makes sulfuric acid. But I'd have to take have someone show me how you actually make things, or take a mechanical engineering class to see how to physically make the radios and everything and electronics. But it would be a great reality superhero TV show with MMA ninja training and following in the great inventor's footsteps. Inspire and educate together. Vibrations, frequencies.
It sounds like a lot of fun, man. We will definitely have to catch up when I get down there to hopefully going down to Orange County before too long. If not this year, the next year for the YouTube Creators Expo. So this is pretty much my life right now, is my YouTube channel, my MMA channel. I'm also starting another one called Weapons of Mass Discussion, and you know, we might have to get together a little bit on that and do some history things, and just you know, just a better way of try to find better ways of people to communicate with each other and have a more peaceful world.
Yeah, well, I would say it's really important for us to know about the heroes, like machine gun preacher Sam Childers in Africa. He had to get guns to keep the kids from being abducted into slavery. And right now he's got videos on YouTube on how he's getting farms and teaching the people how to have restaurants and businesses in Africa. And Jordan Matson in Iraq and the people that are helping the Kurds learn how to defend their families, and they seem like real heroes and every also. So we should know about the real heroes in the world. And Machine Gun Preacher, they should make more than one movie, or he should be in the comics with the superheroes.
That's one of those movies. That's one of those movies. There's so many of them. I hear about a movie, it's like, oh, that looks so great, and then I forget to watch it. So I'm gonna have to watch that.
The truth is, I haven't watched his movie either. He's like one of my best favorite heroes in the world, but I just haven't had a chance to watch it yet either. But I would like to see more of them and see see him in the comic books with X-Men and Suicide Squad, and we should know about the real heroes. I mean, he might not want to, but we could have someone that's similar or something. I mean, it's important that people know about the real heroes in the world and the real things happening, and are educated about things. The heroes in history as well, the great inventors and people that discovered great things that we use today and saved lives in the medical field. We should know about all that stuff, inspire and educate together.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's, there's a different inspiration that people get when they see that a real person has actually done it. So I think that's a great point, as opposed to maybe a superhero that you're not going to be able to attain maybe what they do, but somebody, that's a real life hero, somebody that just tries to make the world a better place.
Yeah, well, you never know. There's a lot of people that have ideas to do good things, and it's hard to know which are legit charities and are actually doing good things. But Sam Childers, from everything I've seen about him, he's just the man. Going to Africa and getting guns so the kids don't get abducted into slavery, and getting farms and businesses, restaurants, teaching them how to work there. And Jordan Matson in Iraq and all the other soldiers there. I should remember their names better. I will, next time we talk on the radio, but God bless all the heroes and champions and everyone giving our best shot. I wish our enemies and everyone the best, that they would have good education and do something better in life. And
hey, yeah, if more people thought that way, I think, Matt, instead of trying to prove their point to people, I think hopefully we'd have a more peaceful world. And hopefully,
well, I'm not saying we should be wimps. Some things are worth fighting for.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, if there's a shooting, we don't want to throw down all our guns. That's not really the smartest thing to do. The people in a free country, the people should be free, I think, to have guns and farms and be ready to defend their families and give our best shot. Be smart about things.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of working parts, obviously, with what's going on, the gun debate, different things like that. And I know I get really political. The big thing that I'll say, I try not to get too political because I see people on both sides. We all care about children. But one thing I say in the MMA community, and when I talk to people, and you look at these shooters and different things, find me one of them that has a gi in their closet. None of them were in martial arts, man. If we had people like you, former fighters or martial arts guys, a couple guys, instead of teachers with guns and some of the different things they're talking about, why don't we put some judo instructors? Wrestling? Yeah, why don't we put some judo instructors and jiu-jitsu instructors out there? And
I think that's crazy enough to be right. If we put catch wrestling in school, even though wrestling's already in school, I think that one little philosophy and detail would change things. To a certain extent, I mean, it's hard to fix everything, but it is potential to do a lot of good for sure.
Yeah, well, watch out for a hashtag.
So we got to get catch wrestling in schools.
That would be great.
You said it first.
That would be great.
Everyone's got to have been saying that. But catch wrestling in schools, till you said that, I never saw that one detail on the philosophy. Because we already have wrestling in there, but catch wrestling, maybe. Because it is a little bit different philosophy. And more like the traditional martial arts, for one thing.
Exactly. It is a little interesting. I had a little different experience going to high school because I tried wrestling at first when I was younger, and because I didn't really fit in with the team sports. I was a little socially awkward. And even in wrestling, I found myself at great disadvantages because I didn't grow up from a wealthy family. And I thought we were all starting at page 1. I mean, this is like 6th grade. These kids had been wrestling in camp since they were 5 years old, some of them. When we brung in judo, we were all on an even playing field. And, you know, I was able to excel very quickly. And it's the only reason I haven't graduated from high school. Who knows what would have happened to me if it wasn't for judo coming into the high school. But I just wish that for a lot of these boys out there, somewhere to put their testosterone to, you know, to good use.
Well, the problem is men should be men. They should always have guns and be ready to serve and defend the multiverse. I'd say if someone hasn't fucked up for 10 years or something, they should probably be allowed to have a farm and have guns, hunt, whatever. Maybe if they made special licenses for smart, responsible soldiers to have the AR-15s, I'd be all right with that. I just don't think everyone being weak and throwing down their weapons when there's a shooting is smart either.
No, I think we just can't react too fast on both sides. And I know we don't know each other real well, but you know, on my show, I don't like the left or right. I lean libertarian, if anything, but I call them both cults. But
That's
they
so
both have some good.
It's the same thing.
They
Both of them
both have
talking
some
bad
good
about
ideas.
each other, holding signs.
Exactly. Well, holding signs. It's just a big troll fest in my mind sometimes. But there's some ideas that people will work together and not be too quick, like arming the soldiers. That's a lot more common sense than these people with the hair trigger response to, oh, let's arm all the teachers. Well, think about your 60-year-old English teacher in elementary, you know, that was falling asleep half the day. Do you really want to have her having a gun in her hand? I mean, let's, you know, kind of think about this before we do it.
Well, you get all kinds of people that say all kinds of things on the internet. Now, they're thinking like more trigger-happy soldiers, that's going to be a disaster, but soldiers have good training, and they would be the best for the job. And there are a lot of them that are unemployed, and that give them a good sense of purpose, defending the kids and serving and defending the multiverse. And that is really what should be done. Seems like a genuine solution.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's definitely a piece of it. I think there's, you know, I think it's going to be obviously more than one piece. But my wife, it's a teacher, you know, she's telling me, she's like, teachers already got too much on their plate and they can barely buy us pencils and papers. Now they're going to give us guns. I don't know, but.
Well, every once in a while you get a soldier that shoots up the place, but soldiers are the best trained to serve and defend the schools. And that would give them a sense of purpose, defending the kids and everything. And so hopefully somebody, I don't know how we'd go about making that happen.
I don't know. I think you start out, my wife's kind of helping me back here some. She's got the education background, is just start bringing some of these soldiers into the classrooms to inspire some of these young men. I mean, we need to realize that this is not a problem, I believe, with guns, and you can say whatever you want, but let's be frank. This is a problem with men. It's a problem with boys, masculinity, with our hormones and things, and people not letting those boys and those men express themselves. You can call it politically incorrect or whatever you want, but women are never going to understand testosterone the same way a man does because they don't have testosterone. It's our job to solve the problem, in my mind.
Well, that's where we need catch wrestling for that. You're right on that. That is a good, smart call. I never thought about how much better catch wrestling would be than regular wrestling, because it's more of the jiu-jitsu traditional. I call it catch wrestling instead of jiu-jitsu because all the different tribes were learning their submissions and trying to figure out different stuff to throw in the mix.
Yeah, that's interesting. Probably a lot of people probably don't really know, you know, that Bruce Lee started kind of combining some of the arts and Jeet Kune Do and different things. But if you follow it back far enough, all the arts were more combined. You go back to like the 1700s, 1600s. Jiu-Jitsu is a lot older than just Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu like people think. And Jiu-Jitsu, I mean, they, you know.
Well, everyone that's not an idiot knows Jiu-Jitsu was in Japan before the Gracies. Yeah. But the Gracies brought it like mainstream and they added a lot to it. And the Gracies are definitely going to be the most influential for MMA Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah.
And MMA, it's like the fighters are our real senseis because they show us what actually works in a real situation. It's all theory until you actually see a champion use it and it works against another top world-class athlete.
Yeah, well, I'm causing quite the argument on our top chat over here over the gun debate, as you can imagine, but I knew that was going to kind of happen. It's a little bit of discussion that
Men
needs to
should
happen.
be men and serve and defend the multiverse. If they make it like a stricter license for people that are good soldiers to have AR-15s, fine. But I don't think everyone should be pussies and throw down their guns when the shooting happens. That's not even smart or warrior or God bless the multiverse. That's my opinion. I'm fine with other people thinking different things, but I will not stand down for my opinion on it until proven otherwise.
Well, I respect you for that. You are anything. You're always open and honest, and I appreciate that, and that's why I wanted to have you on the show. So thank you so much for taking time out of your day to sit in with us on us. Where can people find you on Twitter and other places on social media?
Facebook, Matt Horwich. Matt Horwich 2 is the best one to add me because my friends got filled up, and the fan page, I go on it like sometimes, but I just had my regular pages. So Matt Horwich 2, or whichever, and Matt P. Horwich on Twitter. And then I got the Matt P. Horwich YouTube videos where I talk about the great inventors and inspire and educate together, try to push our limits athletically and intellectually. And God bless the multiverse. I appreciate everyone and wish everyone good success, great victories, true romance, everything great God put out there for us to find and within. God bless the multiverse in Yeshua's name, greatest hero and champion we all look up to. Amen.
All right. Well, that's a good note to end it on, I think. I will catch you soon, my friend. We'll catch up on Messenger. I'll send you some messages. And
all right, that'll be awesome. I'll be looking forward to it, and we'll have some good philosophy and lots of great things happening.
All right. Thank you very much, my friend. Have a great day.
All right, you too. God bless.